So hello to all my dear aspirants. Welcome you all to Sail to MDS Dental Academy. I am Dr. Mulay Trivedi, pediatric dentist and professor in College of Dental Sciences. So now aspirant, today we are going to talk a very interesting topic, that is how to locate root canal orifice part 1. So this video will be useful for all the students, okay, whether you are preparing for the NEET exam. This can be your image based question and clinical question, and also those students or those who want to learn proper root canal therapy. In this video we are going to talk very basics of laws of root canal orifice, and in next video we are going to talk about the troubleshooting during your access canal preparation. Troubleshooting means sometimes you see the pulp stone or you cannot able to find the canal, bleeding is there, what all to do. So please aspirant, go through everything, and any doubt let me know. So remember, the source of whatever the pictures I am showing or text is showing is from these three important books. There is an AAE article, American Association of Endodontists article, Grossman, and a concise guide to endodontic procedure by Peter Murray. So let's start, aspirant. So first of all is the law of CEJ. So remember, aspirant, the CEJ is the most consistent repeatable landmark for locating the position of the pulp chamber. So the distance from the external surface of the clinical crown to the wall of pulp chamber is same throughout your CEJ. And how you can locate the CEJ? With the help of the periodontal probe. So this image indicates the law of the CEJ. So where your CEJ is there your pulp chamber is located. Now let's see the law of centrality. What it says? It says the floor of the pulp chamber is located in the center of the tooth at the level of CEJ. So you can see this, your floor of the pulp chamber is at the center of the tooth, and this is your law of centrality. Then law of concentricity. It means what? The wall of the pulp chamber always follow the external surface of the tooth at the level of EJ. And you can see even here the pulp chamber is at the equidistance from the dentin. This arrow indicates the thickness, equal thickness of the dentin. So as you can see in this diagram, which indicate the law of concentricity. So here you can see how the external outline of the tooth is there. The same way the outline of pulp chamber is there. Here you can see the narrow mesodistal width of the tooth, the narrow pulp chamber. So always remember how the external surface of your tooth is there, the same way, the same shape of the pulp chamber will be there. So try it whenever you go for the access opening, try to have the same outline like your external surface of the tooth. Now let's see the law of symmetry 1 and law of symmetry 2. Many times they ask, remember the symmetry is not for the maxillary molars. So what this law of symmetry 1 says? Don't get confused between symmetry 1 and symmetry 2. This can be your assertion and reason question also, and can be a true and false question also. So law of symmetry 1 indicate that the orifice of the canal are equidistant from a line drawn in the mesodistal direction. As you can see, both these orifices are at equal distance from each other. Symmetry 2 says the orifice of the canal lie on a line perpendicular to a line drawn in the mesodistal direction. So for this two orifice, it is the equidistance from this line, and for this orifice, it is the perpendicular to this line. It is a basis for your law of symmetry. So now remember, aspirant, for example, you are saying the distal buccal and distal lingual canal. So remember, they will be at the equal distance from each other. If you want to see, if you found out, let's say 3 canals are there in the tooth, you have found mesobuccal, mesolingual, and if you found the distal, you can imagine the line perpendicular to that, and there you can find out your distal canal. So that this two symmetry will help you to locate the orifice. Now let's see the another law. That's a law of orifice location 1, location 2, and location 3. So here you can see the orifice of the root canals are always located at the junction of the walls and the floor. Now law of orifices location 2. Here you can see, aspirant, the orifices of the root canal are located at angles in the floor and wall junction. Now law of orifice location 3, remember these canals are always follow this developmental line. You can see this line which indicates your dentinal map. So the orifices of the root canals are located at the terminus of the root developmental fusion. Now remember the law of color change. Your enamel is white in color, dentin yellow in color. The floor of the pulp chamber is little grayish, root canal orifice dark gray or black, and pearl stone are pearly white or dark yellow. So remember aspirant, they may ask you the different color of the different areas of your tooth. So whenever you complete your access preparation, how it should be? It should allow the instrument to have the straight line access into the root canal. So this is the right way your access preparation should be there. Okay, in example, if you show what is the error, it is the incomplete access, and this is your complete access. So aspirant, that was the basic of the law of root canal orifices. See in the next lecture the troubleshooting, mostly 9 I am going to talk about regarding the bleeding, pulp stone. If you're not finding the canals, what happens when the canals are calcified, we're going to see the correct apt question for the same. Till then aspirant, take care. Our new batch is going to start from December 15. If anybody want to join for the NEET MDS, INSCD, government dental exam, test series, lecture series, they can contact me on the information given on the screen. So aspirant, please take care, and any doubt, any help, you can let me know.